Oh, oh my God, guys. Okay, so let me get my composure because, sorry, let me just move this out of the way because that's bothering me in my field of sight. Oh my frickin' God. That was possibly the best movie I have seen in a long time. Actually, it wasn't just possibly, it was. Holy shit, that blew me out of the water. Okay, so today we will be reviewing the new Mortal Kombat movie. Now, I know I'm watching this in, April, but it will be coming in June because it's going to be part of Hero Month. And, oh man, such a good movie. Just right from the trailer. And they did change a little bit of it in the actual movie because some of the parts of the trailer I found a little cheesy, but they completely wiped that idea and just went, just kind of changed the timeline of some of the lines, which worked beautifully for this movie. But oh my God, this was just pure violence from beginning to end. It just did not seem to stop. There were very short pauses in the actual action. As far as I was concerned, compared to most movies where it seems to kind of like drag out between action scenes, this was just like back to back to back action, which is good because that's what we want in a Mortal Kombat movie. We just want pure violence, blood, gore, as much as we can get, especially with the new games out now. They've just been that way, right? So this movie starts out centuries ago with Bihan, and I can't remember Scorpion's original name, but let me just look that up here. Now, sorry if I butcher some of these names, because I might with the pronunciation, so my bad. But Hanzo Hashini? Ha, Hanzo Hanzo Hashai? Maybe. I feel like that's wrong, but anyhow. So, yes. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so the beginning of this movie is basically Bihan, or Sub-Zero as we know him, becoming, basically establishing himself as the bad guy in this movie, the main bad guy. Anyway, he kills Hanzo's family to basically end the bloodline, but unfortunately he didn't know about the baby because the wife was smart enough to hide the baby under the floorboards before Bihan could find the baby. I guess he was mainly looking for Hanzo anyway, but the action scene in that at the very beginning, just showing before he transforms, before he goes to hell and becomes Scorpion, just the scene where he ties the blade to the rope and is just whipping it around and killing people. Oh, just that scene was so violent, man. Just it just grips you. This film just grips you right from the beginning. I can't express that enough. But anyhow, then we go into the future to this guy named, I believe, Cody, or sorry, Cody. Jeez, I guess that was the first scene name that came to my mind. But Cole Young is an MMA fighter. Obviously, he's not the same fighter he used to be. But he is one of the chosen ones with the dragon marking, and he is part of Hanzo's bloodline. We do find out a little later on in the film. And yeah, so I believe the name of what they have to find, and I may be wrong about this, was Akan. Akan was the power that they were looking for. Now, I may be wrong about that, but I believe that I did catch it properly. I might have to go back and watch that again just to get that name right. If I'm wrong about that, I'm very sorry. But I believe that was what they were trying to find inside of them all. And when you kill the previous owner of the marking, you get the marking yourself, and I guess you get part of their ability, but it kind of changes within your own body's chemistry. It's a weird concept, but anyhow, it's really cool. So yeah, anyway, they get transported to was Earthrealm and Outworld, I believe, were the two places. Yes. I believe it was Earthrealm was the other. Anyway, basically the concept of the story was that with Scorpion's blood, obviously a new champion would arise in the game of Mortal Kombat, even though the people from Outworld were trying to basically stop the whole Mortal Kombat competition and just kill everybody in Earthrealm themselves without having any more competitions, because I guess they'd already kind of won 9 of them previously, so that was a kind of interesting concept. So I guess they were just trying to make sure that they won this one by basically cheating the rules and killing everybody off beforehand. One thing I left out, sorry, at the beginning, is that Raiden comes down from the sky and saves the baby to keep the Hanzo bloodline going. Otherwise, Cole wouldn't have been even alive in the future without that actually happening. So, yes, but oh my god. Kano was probably one of my favorite characters. It is a little shitty that he switched sides in the kind of, I guess, the main point of the movie, but I'm not really surprised when Cable came around and told him that he could be making way more money with them and not taking orders from anybody, really, just kind of working for himself. And obviously that's the kind of guy Kano was after he'd already gained his ability. And so he was a little harder to fight, I guess, but Sonya is able to beat him in the end and gain her own abilities in order to help out Cole, who's, I guess his ability was kind of like more defensive. And I don't know, the poster at the end kind of shows that he might become Johnny Cage. I guess maybe that's the direction they're going with him, because I guess he was the MMA fighter, so that does make a little bit of sense. But the two people that they meet when they are going to the temple is, because I don't want to butcher these names, so I'm just making sure that I get them right. Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And oh my god, Kung Lao's one kill was absolutely brutal. Like, it was, the kills were like video game kills, but with the greatest CGI of all time I think I've ever seen. Like, he just like uses his hat to like cut what's her face in half. Natara? I believe Natara was the flying girl. I believe. And then obviously Milena was the one with the like giant opening mouth piece thingy. And yeah, the CGI in this movie was absolutely incredible. Like, the animation, it'll stand the test of time for sure. And I will be going back to watch the old Mortal Kombat movies, because now I'm just like super pumped. And I believe there's the animated movie there too. And I believe there was a mini series on YouTube at one point in time, so I might have to do a little oh, sorry. I just had pizza. I'll have to do a little review of that as well. But I can't say enough good things about this movie. And I am so happy that the scene with Scorpion actually did happen in the actual movie and not just the trailer. So after Cole gets the Blade of Hanzo, he is able to actually resurrect Hanzo, or aka Scorpion, from the depths of hell to come back and fight Sub-Zero at the end of the movie. And obviously Scorpion is successful because he says to Sub-Zero or Bihan that Bihan basically thought that he would, I guess, burn in the depths of hell, but he learned how to control the fires. So he has become one with hell, and oh my god, he just like burns him to a crisp. Just oh man, just the scenes in this movie. It was more epic in the actual movie when Scorpion finally appears, because you just see the blade go through Sub-Zero, and then he just goes, "Come here." Oh, it was just, yeah, the action sequences were absolutely epic. So I highly recommend, because I guess, at least where I am, I believe theaters are closed right now, so you kind of have to rent the movies and watch them at home. But I mean, it doesn't make it any less epic. It would be awesome to go see this in the theater. So I don't know, maybe they'll do that with some of these movies once theaters are open again, or maybe they'll just kind of extend the time that they're in theaters, because I would love to go see this in an actual theater, just sitting munching some popcorn and some chocolate and just a big drink. It doesn't. The feel just isn't quite the same at home. But hey, this movie was still absolutely epic, and I'm hoping that the ending where it shows a Johnny Cage poster is definitely an opening for a second movie. Hopefully within a couple of years. I don't want to wait too long for a sequel, and I don't think anybody else does. And I'm glad that this was technically it was a red band trailer, so it's an unrated movie, but I guess they kind of had to give it an R rating just for theaters purposes, I suppose, but it is technically unrated, so I guess if you don't like blood and gore, don't watch this because it's just filled with that right from the beginning. Where what's the guy's name that got his arms ripped off? Was it Cage? I don't think that's right. Sorry, Jax. Jeez, why was I thinking Cage? What is Cage from? Anyway, yeah, so Jax gets his arms ripped off, and then he gets these, like, bionic arms, and then when he finds his true ability, his arms just become these massive, basically bionicle arms, and he just, like, totally, like, destroys this one guy's head by just slapping it together, and, it's just, the kills in this movie are just absolutely incredible. I can't go on about that enough. But, yeah, everybody does eventually gain their abilities somehow. Kano from anger. Cole from being... Cole's ability is basically mostly defensive until he earns his weapons, but it's still kind of a defensive armor, I guess, in a way. And obviously Sub-Zero's and Scorpion's abilities, we already know them because they're two of the most iconic characters in the Mortal Kombat universe. And Raiden, too, he's a god. And what was the guy's name that was on the other side? See, it's hard to remember all these people's names, but I believe... Was it Shang Tsung? Whew, dude. Oh, yes, and the name of the person that Jax kills is Reiko. That's who he fights, the guy with the giant hammer in the movie. But yeah, these battle sequences were absolutely epic, and there wasn't too much time in between each of them. And just, I just want to watch this movie again now. That's how good it was. Just the whole story is just really, really good, really well done. And I'm glad that at least they did the whole martial arts background with Cole, because otherwise it wouldn't have worked for this film. Just because I find a lot of these martial arts films, they don't have true martial artists in it. Unfortunately, in this movie, which one was it that died? That was definitely a sad part in the movie. Kung Lao unfortunately does die by getting his soul sucked out, which would be, I think, a horrible death, because, I don't know, that would just be super painful, I would feel. It looked painful in the movie anyway. But I guess Raiden had said earlier that they would, if they were going to die, they would die together. But unfortunately, I guess that's just not the way it worked out. So Liu Kang was a little sad about that. But he does get his revenge in the end. So I guess that's kind of like the moral of the story, is that the good guys win. You were rooting for the good guys. It was kind of unfortunate that Kano did have to switch sides, but I mean, he was a mercenary, basically, like a gun runner, drug smuggler type of dude. He was not a good guy in the beginning anyway, so it was kind of fitting that he ended up switching sides, I suppose. Unfortunately, he dies too, which was kind of shitty, because I was hoping to see him again in the movie, or I was hoping that he would at least come to his senses and, maybe he was trying to trick the bad guys into thinking he was with them, but I guess not, so that was kind of an unfortunate thing too. But who knows what the second movie might bring. I guess, technically, they're not really dead. They're kind of just in another... I don't know, it's weird. It's weird how they kind of said that they're just maybe possibly in another realm. I guess we'll see what the second movie brings, if there is going to be one. I really hope so. because there was 2 movies in the original set of movies, and then there was an animated movie and a miniseries. So hopefully there's more to come from the Mortal Kombat universe as far as movies goes, because I would love to see that. But yes, I think that is about all I have to say. Definitely 10 out of 10. Oh my god, just this movie from the trailer, there was a couple parts I wasn't sure about, but I'm glad they changed those and made them fit where they were properly supposed to fit. And the soundtrack, whew, just made the movie 10 times better. The soundtrack was incredible. I need to get a copy of the actual Mortal Kombat soundtrack, because, yeah, it made those sequences so much better. I'm just pumped up now and full of adrenaline after that movie. Whew, my god. Okay. So, yes, 10 out of 10. So please like, share, comment your thoughts on this film below if you've seen it. If not, go watch it. Go watch it now. If you haven't already seen it by this point in time in June, goddamn, go watch the film, because it is that good. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you gotta go see this. Like 100%, 110%, 120%, whatever percentage, higher than that if you need it to be. Just go watch this film, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.